Hi all. Every application have forms where user need to enter some data and need to save it. How to develop it efficiently in Angular? You will see in this video. Hi all, I am Lakshman. As part of our Angular best practice series, today we are going to see how to implement reactive forms in Angular. The steps you are going to follow is, first we will see all the prerequisites. Number 2, we will see how to implement reactive forms in Angular. Without wasting any time, let's get started. Let us see all our prerequisites. Number 1 is Node.JS, either it is latest version or current version based on your environment. Number 2, it's an you need to install Angular CLI. If you already have it, it's okay. If you are a new one, can install via npm install -g Angular CLI with like this command. And with ng you can create your first Angular project. And for the IDE, we are going to use Visual Studio Code. So these are all our prerequisites. Next, we will move on to the next step, implementing reactive form in Angular. This is a to-do list page where we will able to add our to-do list as a task in our application. What we are going to do is, we are going to create a new reactive form for this list. The first step is we need to add the reactive form module inside the actual respective module, which is reactive forms module. This module is required when we are going to add a reactive form inside our application, and this model has to be in our app model also. I already included here React form module. It has to be after the form module. So once this is done, the next thing what I am going to do is I'm going to add some few variables for our reactive form. I had made it handy, so I will make some copy paste. Where this is the form group where we are going to use on the forms, and this is the form builder. So entry form is the form which we are going to use it on the front end, and the to do ID just to track whether it is an edit option or a new to-do list, and just this is the view just to display whether add or view update in the list page. And I have some other snippets here. So let me add a validator. So on the initial constructor, it creates a form with the option view add, and it builds the form here, task and is complete. You can have n number of forms, and you can have multi forms also here, which is subform this dot form group. You can create a one more form under this form also. You can have n number of forms like this, but I'm strict with this options task and is complete to make it simple. And this is the reset button, reset form option, and this is to update, and this is to submit. And it checks whether it is, if the to-do ID is available, it is going to update, and if it is not available, we are going to insert a new to-do list here. Next, let's move up to the to-do list page. In the to-do list page, I have one simple card here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it into 2 or 6 and place this here. and I'm actually working inside the container. You can see there was a container which is running, and this is the container where I have built it, and it's been running at present. The applications, we'll refresh it. Seems that there was some stuff. Let us check for it. Now it's been built up. You can see the application comes in, and I'm going to add one more div here, div call 6, and have some handy HTML so already exist here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to copy this form, and the form will come up here. So as you can see, this is the form, and this is the to-do list. So what actually in the form is, I'm added an entry form here, and I have configured the form control name with the same name which I have configured in this page. The specialty and or the benefit of using the reactive form is you can directly bind it with any interface or any class, which is if you directly configure your elements which is available in the interface directly here, it helps you. You don't need to rebuild it until unless if you need some for ID generation. So this is the task, and this is the is complete options, and I'm going to add one more snippet here. It's this where we need a edit option for the existing. So which comes up handy here. So I was an extra column here. Let's add a first task, then it's add a. Let us see what's happened. The to-do list is not added at once. Let's see. Let us we debug. Usually do go to the service, and there's a debugger here. We're going to refresh our page. First task, add, comes here. So this is the context. So it does not adding it, but it says I am adding successfully. Means there was some problem here. The to-do ID is undefined. That's what the problem is. I'm checking for not null. Okay, let's stop this issue. Let me add one more and this not to do. Let the application get refreshed. So now it's done. First task. Now it goes to the new options. Checks and adding to the local storage options there. And here you see it comes up here. Your task. So we have taken all the your task. Let's go and update if this is complete. And this is complete. So one of the main benefits is you can directly, we don't need to bind it, where we can just directly send this entries form, whatever the payload which is required, we can directly configure in the form here, and we can directly send it to this options. If we even want to configure here, let me open up the to-do service. So you can just, as I'm generating the to-do ID in this class here, so I'm using this one. If not, I will directly send, without enable, I will directly send the informations to the API, and it saves and converts and be able to display the all to-dos in our application. That's comes to the end of this reactive form implementation in Angular. With the help of reactive form, we have a lot of benefits. The few are can able to create dynamic forms. Number 2, we can set up the validation while creating the form itself. Number 3, it is easy to send the same forms payload to any API. We don't need to or build the objects corresponding to the API. These are the main benefits on using the reactive form. I hope this video will be very useful for you. If it's so, kindly subscribe to the channel and please on the notification bell on. So we will be releasing a new video on each and every week. Until then, I am Lakshman. Peace out.